Wow, I'm actually quite taken back by that, to be perfectly honest with you. Typical British weather. This is not a California. This is a brand new camper van, and today I'm going to be introducing you to the Hillside MVX. I'll also explain what MVX stands for, and also tell you something that this van has that the California does not. Let's take it out for a spin. Come on, Lee. Let's do this. So, this is the multivan, and I can tell already it's the petrol multivan, which must mean it's the eHybrid.
Yeah, it is. Fantastic.
It's very smooth, isn't it? Obviously, just have a little drive down here, and it's nice, very nice to drive. Now, in my videos, I do often talk about how important the base spec of a vehicle is, because obviously, you know, if you're looking at a vehicle, looking at various different prices, you need to know where that starting point was. You know, have you started off with a top of the range van, or has that spec actually been quite low down? But for this van, it's even more interesting because it's built on the multivan, which is a passenger carrying vehicle, isn't it?
Based on the actual VW's California. So we get the actual California roof and all the trims in the back.
It is not a California in any way. It's effectively the camper donor, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's actually been based on that vehicle, because a lot have been based in the past or all on vans, haven't they? So like the Transporters and the Ford Customs and different things like that. So now this has actually been released to converters who are qualified to actually convert on the California base model.
One of the reasons the reason why the dynamics are so good, though, because it is built on the MQB platform, isn't it? You know, it is the same platform as a Golf and a few other vehicles. The heart of the vehicle is a passenger vehicle.
Yeah.
It's really is nice to drive, and that again comes down to its form factor, doesn't it? Because its form factor, it is a smaller vehicle. It is a passenger carrying vehicle, and I think this is where a lot of people will get slightly. I mean, the California itself has had quite a lot of negative comments in the sense that it's only got one burner and it's only got this and it's only got that, but it's a small vehicle, isn't it? You know, we are limited on space, you know, to what can actually be done in a van like this, which we'll come on to in a bit. But driving wise, it is very car-like. It really is. I mean, obviously you've got the typical Volkswagen dashboard in front of me here. The size-wise, the height barriers, it's going to get under any height barriers. It parks in a normal car parking space. So as an everyday vehicle, this is an everyday vehicle, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And that's what we always say to people when you're thinking of purchasing a vehicle. You want to know really what you're going to be using it for. So like you said there, this is sort of a bit more of the luxury car with all the actual camper van features. So it is a great everyday vehicle. If you're living in the city, and you can get it in multi-storey car parks and different things like that.
And then just touching back on the engines again, so obviously this is the 1.5 eHybrid. It does come in a 2-litre diesel as well.
Yes.
And I think it's important to point out at this point that that is a Volkswagen diesel engine as opposed to a diesel engine coming from somewhere else.
Yes, correct. 2-litre diesel engine, so that will also come in the DSG. But then when you actually jump up to the hybrid, you are getting the DSG and actual 4Motion.
Yeah.
So it's definitely got that bit more power, and it's only around 7,000 more. So
I'm going to put my foot down and just see what this thing does. That's pretty responsive for a camper van, isn't it?
No, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, wow. I'm actually quite taken back by that, to be perfectly honest with you. You don't often get a camper van quite like that. But it's agility, isn't it? You know, the dynamics of the vehicle, the way it drives, it is car-like. I mean, I know it isn't a sports car. You know, you're not going to be doing the traffic like Grand Prix and, you know, beating things. But when you need it, it's there. You know, it's not sluggish. It's nice to drive. It feels well, and the noise, it sounds nice as well.
It's very quiet.
It's not a diesel. So
Very quiet.
as far as the vehicle, the base vehicle itself is concerned, yeah, I'm liking it so far. But I am a fan of the passenger vehicle, the multivan from Volkswagen.
It is a beauty, really. I drove it up here this morning, and it's just like a dream to drive. The adaptive cruise control makes life easy in that morning traffic.
So as far as its credentials are concerned, because this isn't available for me to go and buy from Volkswagen as an empty vehicle with a popped up roof and 2 front seats, I can't do that. What has to be done by a converter to actually get this vehicle on the road?
Yeah, so you have to get all the approvals, because Volkswagen have obviously been very keen on having their standards now. As you know, there's only 6 actually approved Volkswagen dealers, but the criteria really for the warranties and different things like that, so you hit the NCC approvals throughout with the conversion in the rear, and then also the VCA approvals, which you can't actually get unless you actually sort of set everything up in motion and sort of go through those crash testing and different things like that.
Because this is it, isn't it? I mean, this in the back, I mean, we'll go into what is in there, but that bed has been crash tested, but yet actually to get this vehicle registered, that has to be put through crash testing in this actual chassis, doesn't it?
Yes, so we take that with the seating all in there. There is actually some blogs on doing it on previous vehicles.
So just as the rain appears to be getting heavier, it's time to get out and have a look at what the actual camper van of this camper van actually offers. So
I hope you brought your coat with you, but let's show you around.
Yeah, let's get in here and have a look. Typical British weather. This is the exterior of the van, and down this side you can see that it's got another door. It is a twin slider. We've got a little flap here, and inside this flap, this is where the electric side of it comes in. So it's obviously a 1.5 TSI, and then that is the electric side. So I'm just going to open this door just so we can have a quick look at the back of it. And as you can see, we're just looking at the back of the kitchen, but you've got your electrical units there, and then the power to turn everything on and off. What you'll also notice from the outside here is we've got an awning rail, and this is one of 2 awning rails which we've got on here. So we've got an awning rail on this side and an awning rail on the other side, and boy do we need it in today's weather. Obviously you can see we've got the pop top, and on top of the pop top we've got channels, so if you wanted to be carrying anything generally quite light, so surfboards such as that, a day van kind of setup where you've got your paddle boards, your surfboards and things, those rails on there for putting roof bars on are absolutely perfect. So this vehicle's fitted with 17-inch alloy wheels. If bigger wheels are required, optional upgrades are going to be available. So coming around the front of the vehicle, we've got these IQ lights, and you know that I've spoken about them before. They are really, really good lights, perfect for lighting up in dark nights or maybe just days when the sun doesn't want to come out. Around the front, it is a typical multivan, so not much to talk about there. But as I've said already, it doesn't have the California logo here. But I am assured coming soon there are going to be some Hillside decals, maybe MVX. What does that mean? Let me know what you think in the comments. So coming around the side, we've already mentioned that we've got this other awning rail, absolutely perfect, as I say, for days like today. Got the fuel filler cap in here. This one's obviously petrol. So that's where you're going to be putting your petrol in the eHybrid variant, and then around the back of the vehicle. Really nice styling actually. We've got this high level spoiler there, which I actually think looks quite nice with the blue, and then you've got the contrasting black underneath, and then a brake light underneath. So yeah, so tailgate variant, and as we can see on the back here, we have eHybrid 4Motion. So inside the back of the tailgate, which we'll have a look at when we come to it in a little while, but we should be able to see what's in there. You've got your water filler in the left-hand side of it in there, and then underneath you've got your wastewater drain because you've got your water tanks underneath. So you've got 22 litres of water and 22 litres of waste. Coming just a bit round this side, which I mentioned, don't have to actually come right in, but you've actually got your electric hookup just around there as well underneath the vehicle. So you can be plugging in to make sure that you've got electricity so you're not going to run out. One other quick thing to mention, I think this is quite good. A scuff plate underneath. It's amazing how many vehicles don't have those and you can actually get scuffed. So yeah, nice little addition. And as you can see, there's a gas bottle on board. Anyway, should we get inside, get out the rain and see what the camper van actually is? Let's get on inside. So here we come inside to the heartbeat of any camper van conversion. And we've got a rib bed. Now you don't see those in the California, do you? So yeah, so this is a rib bed. It's the 104 on rails. So it does slide. So it'll go back and it'll also go forward as well, which obviously opens up access to these other units here. So we've got some lovely ply units with some square catches which are nice, rather nice. Drop down cupboard there. You've got some more storage here with another drop down cupboard there. And then you've also got more storage going down here. So just moving along to the front, because obviously in a camper van conversion, you're going to be doing your cooking. And this one is fitted with a gas hob. And that's a question which I've got for Lee in a moment. So it's got a single burner, and then below that, to be keeping your food nice and cold, you've got a Dometic 35 litre fridge with its nice light there so you can see everything that's inside. So surround, as far as this hob's concerned, you've got this lovely, not quite sure what the material is, but it's a solid work surface which looks very marbly. It's got a nice little goldy coppery fleck in there, and then we've got another wood unit enclosing the fridge with some beautiful lighting all the way round, as you can see, all the way down the bottom of the units and all the way underneath the work surfaces here, going all the way around, lighting up this solid oak which we've got in here, and that's real oak, and I think that's a rather nice touch. We've got a cold water sink, so obviously washing up, and this is a lovely circular bowl, so nice move away from the standard bowls which you get in a lot of camper van conversions. So you've got your single water bowl there for washing up. And moving along, we can see we've got a digital control panel, and this is a control panel which is very familiar to myself. It is the Savvy Van panel. So this panel is there to be controlling all your electrics. You've got your lighting, various different lighting which it does. You can turn off your water pump on your water pump. You've got your fridge, it shows you all your levels. And it does actually say that weather is not available. Don't really need that today. I can just look out the window and I can tell it's absolutely chucking it down. So your Savvy Van panel, beautiful display with the Hillside logo on there as well, and that's controlling all your devices. It's got an inverter in the van. So the van itself is fitted with a 105 amp hour lithium battery. Again, another question for Lee in a moment, and it's fitted with a 400 watt inverter, which can be powering the sockets which you've got here. It's also got electric hookup, so you can obviously plug in outside, like I've said. So if you go into a campsite, you can plug in, and then you're not actually going to be utilising that lithium-ion battery which you've got in there. So down this top here, solid work surface. I don't think it's corian. I'm not sure what material it is, but it's a really nice surface, is this. And you've got this big work surface, which leads me to, again, another question. Because one of the things with the Californias, which a lot of people did mention, was about storage. But actually, you could put some storage here, so why haven't they? So that's a question which I've got in a moment. You've got some blinds. You've got these insulated blinds here, and these are throughout the vehicle all the way around. So to be keeping that bright sunshine out if it ever does make an appearance, or you're getting changed in the back of here, can ensure that you've got that privacy. Around the top, we've got some more lights, and these are touch lights. So give them a touch, give them a tap, and they come on and off. So more lighting in the form here. We've got a reading light, and like these reading lights do, they've got various different settings. So you can turn it on, and you can move it over to your book whilst you're relaxing. Maybe you've got the bed out and you put it in recline mode, and you're just relaxing before you nod off for the evening. And that's just if you're in the downstairs bed, which is, like I've said, is on rails. I do really like the beds on rails. But in this van, you've also got a bed upstairs as well. So this is fitted with the California pop top, and with the California pop top, it comes with the Sprung bed. One of the good things about this California roof is the hatch. So it's got a pullback hatch, which keeps all this material away from the driver's face. You know, some camper vans, that can be dropped down, but with a hatch, it hides it away perfectly. So if we get on upside, we've got these two catches on either side here. So push them in, twist them round, and give it a push. And then what we've got here is a sprung bed and a mattress. Do love a nice sprung bed, and yeah, this has got the individual springs, so you're going to have that night of comfort in there. Also, it's an opening canvas, so you've got windows, you've got the 3 windows on each side, so you can let the sunlight in, or maybe not sunlight, but just daylight. So there we go, and you can see through the mesh, keep all those flies out. If you're doing the NC500, give you a bit of protection from the midges. And then obviously, with it being an NCC approved conversion, you've got the air vent up there, which is a requirement. So we've got these lovely strip lights going all the way down most of the length of the vehicle, and we've got 12-volt power socket as well. So to be powering your items up here, got a 12-volt socket. Now, as far as closing this pop-top's concerned, first of all, we've got the bed, which can pull down here, but we've also got a pull cord. So the pull cord and a bar, and it actually pulls down really very, very easily. Effortless. Obviously, I need to make sure that I pull the canvas in, but for the purpose of filming, I just thought I'd pull it down. So pull the canvas in, and then off you go. So thanks for joining me inside. I've had a good look round now, and I've got to say there's a lot of things which I do like, but there are a few questions which I do have. So with the California, there's been a couple of queries which have been raised, and those are, it's only got 1 burner hob, and it lacks storage. This has only got 1 burner hob. So do you want to talk me through why it's still only got a 1 burner hob?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we were discussing before, this is more of a luxury car, and it's got campervan features in it. And as you said, we can fit under height barriers. The width is slightly smaller than the Transporter, and basically that literally limits us to what you can put in it. Because realistically, obviously components get smaller and smaller and smaller. But at the moment in time, when you're trying to fit everything in that, because if you go any bigger, where am I going to put it?
Yeah. And the thing is, the people who say it's only got 1 burner, did you know that a lot of people don't even use any burners inside the van? It's quite remarkable, really, that a lot of people who are saying it's only got 1 burner, they might not use any of the 2 which they might have in the current camper van.
No, it's true.
Yeah, so that makes perfect sense, and obviously so does the fact that you've gone for gas. A lot of people still like cooking on gas. It's, you know, it's a known quantity. You know what it is. I mean, this is powered by the 907 camping gas bottle, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for a lot of people's needs, then you know that is more than sufficient. Now, the thing which we've got at the back there, over your left and right shoulder, you've got a window which gives you that nice open space. But what's the thinking? Why is there no unit there? Because that would be a perfect solution for giving you some more unit space.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of camper vans that go for the full size conversion with the window, without the window, sorry, with cupboard spaces and different things like that. But once again, this has just come down to that more of a luxury car with your family, enjoy, feel open and airy. Because like you said with the VW California, they've got the cupboard system here and everything like that. We've just wanted to give people a different choice. But also, as I'm sitting here now, how spacious does this feel?
I know, it does feel quite spacious, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, a lot of people do talk about it being a small vehicle. Well, it might be, but actually it does feel, we're actually quite far away from each other here. You know, the bed's actually nearly as far back as it can go. But yeah, it is spacious. But yeah, I think that is one of those things which I first noticed as soon as I saw it, that, you know, that could be cupboard space. But it makes perfect sense, you know. It is a luxury car with camper features. It won't be for everybody. Like a lot of things are not for everybody, which we've already discussed with the Transporters and the, you know, the Crafters and things. You know, it is different people have different needs, requirements, different wants. Some people like it, you know, some people won't. But just looking here, and whilst I was driving before, you know, you do have, you know, great visibility as you're actually driving it, which kind of goes back to that car, you know, like car side thing. But then you've got the pop top with the sprung bed. You've got a very nice bed at the back there. Obviously Isofix seats, slides front and back, so you've obviously got plenty of storage behind. These seats which I'm in now, which I didn't mention when I was driving, they're really comfy, really nice and comfy. Hillside crest, the logo on the back of the seats. They're really nicely upholstered in the leather. It's another option for people, isn't it? It is another option. One thing which I haven't mentioned, just as I'm glancing down here, you know, we've got heater outlets, and you've also got gas vents as well, because obviously, you know, gas vents are meant to be in there. But heating is going to be different with different vehicles, isn't it? You know, as we're moving from the diesel heaters, which a lot of vehicles have got. Now, all in all, it's a really nice looking van. So there we go then. That is the Hillside MVX. But what does MVX stand for? Well, it is the Multivan Exclusive. Exclusive because this has been built as an exclusive vehicle with Volkswagen and Hillside. So that's what this MVX stands for. But the other thing that the California does not have, insulation. This van is an insulated van. Now the California from factory, as many people keep telling me, doesn't have insulation, so vans don't need insulation. The California from factory comes with aluminium units, and it doesn't have a wooden floor. It doesn't have wood to soak up any moisture, which has run down the internal panels of the campervan because it hasn't been insulated. So this has insulation. So what do you think of this van? If you want to have a look at it for yourself, you can go and see it at the NEC show next week. It is going to be on the Hillside stand, but not just this one, because I think there is 4 of them. They do have them in various different colours. So yeah, so they're going to be on the Hillside stand. You'll also be able to see lots of transporters because they do various different layouts in the Transporter, and then also they've got the Hopton range built on the Crafter and the Man. So yeah, they've got a wide variety of campervans for you to have a look at. And if you haven't seen any of my videos previously, which I've done at the show, you can have a look at those here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.